super cool. Well, we've got the dew burning off of the yard this morning. Got an old haze, kind of where it's evaporating. Temperature's 50 degrees this morning, folks. 50 degrees. And we're up here taking care of our buddy right there. Hello, Rudy. Hey, buddy. What you got to say this morning? Talk to us a little bit. Give us a word of advice. There you go. There you go. Got anything else you want to talk to us about? What you got on your foot? What you stepped on? The acorn. What you got there? Acorn? Got the acorn ring on your toe? Scratch one time, that'll come off. Yep. Yep. You got anything else to tell us? Anything else? Anything on the world stage this morning? Boy, did you hear that acorn fall? Well, folks, it's a cold morning here, 50 degrees, bright sunny skies. We tried to get a video out on Labor Day weekend on Sunday night. I guess YouTube was having another one of his hiccups. We never could get the video to load. Right in the mid part of the trying to fill out the description and everything, it would freeze up, and couldn't get anything to work. But we're gonna try it this morning to get the video out tonight, and then we're gonna follow up with a series of stuff. Now we've been noticing here. I see a lot of people send in the comments. I'm gonna walk around over here. We got this bright sunny sky this morning. We noticed yesterday, and you're gonna see it on the video, and I made some film clips of it. They were absolutely spraying the fire out of our area. And we've talked about it on the video that's loading on Labor Day Monday for the Monday night 8 p.m. release. We talked about it, the damage it's doing, and this needs to be put to a stop. I mean, I can see this morning, they went through last night, and I can tell just by the way they're not clouds, it's just like a vapor trail that's going out. And they haven't, it's a whole distinct, it's not a cloud. It's not a normal cloud, so you know what they turn into, you know what to look for if you're watching close enough. And that's what we've been doing. And it's pretty much, I've talked to a lot of people around that raises gardens, and they talked about everything looked real good, and then when the produce and stuff come in, they said it had no stability. You put it on the counter and let the tomatoes get ripe, and just as they get good and ripe, they start leaking. Now, mine done the same thing. I had a lot of them, and if they were red, and I mean red, and they sit on the counter a day or two or on the grill, they'd start leaking, and that was the issue. And then the rain set in. We had, by the end of the time I quit counting, we had 22 days that we counted, and we had 19 days of rain out of them 22. And that hurt us really bad, especially with the watermelons and the cantaloupe. They really put a hurting on us, that rain did. The melons just absorbed way too much water, and they were soft. And that was a disappointment. I was looking forward to getting some nice cantaloupe, watermelon. Now we've got pumpkins going, and hopefully they will do okay. We've not had any heat like we had, and we've not had all this rain, so we might be in good shape. I'm just not sure yet how the cool weather is going to affect them, but they're more of an autumn time thing. And look at there, folks. You can see the spraying. Well, good morning, folks. It's spray day. And what do I mean by spray day? That's something Holly and myself will text back and forth when they start spraying us overhead. We'll text each other and say, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And sure enough, one of us will step outside if we hadn't already noticed and say, oh yeah, it's headed your way or it's headed my way. And here you go. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, you can see right where they went through there. Let me get my finger out of the way. See, you don't have a straight line cloud. You don't have that. That's not normal. That's not normal. But that's what they're doing, and they won't stop. So look at there, folks. You don't think they ain't been spraying across here? Look at that. Look at that right there. When you see straight line clouds, that's your modification. When you see that, you know what they've been up to. A lot of people comment that we're crazy in the comments. We don't know what we're talking about, but that right there is not vapor from a jet aircraft. That is spray intentionally with chemicals to manipulate your weather. So there you go, folks. That is what you're going to see. For you new people on the channel, that is your modification that's causing all these severe storms, all these severe hailstorms, thunderstorms, flooding, and everything else. There you go. That is not a cloud. Check it out, folks. Crisscross. Yeah, you don't have straight line clouds. That's not normal. There goes one right now. I screenshotted the weather for the next 10 days. I believe it was on Friday or Saturday, just in case they started spraying, which this is exactly what they're doing. And we'll see if that changes. So folks, what do you notice behind me? We got a tree right here that's either dying or the leaves is starting to turn. And it looks to me like it's dying. That's going to be something right there to have to try to take down. That's a massive tree. Now another thing, folks, on Sunday, I tried for a good while to get a video downloaded, and then I had to just quit because it kept freezing up. And I even transferred the material to another device to try to load it on using Wi-Fi, and we're still having the same issues. But we had to stop. Got a call early yesterday morning that my wife's uncle, the one that handled Project Santa for Western North Carolina, he had been outside messing with his goats and stuff, and he come back in, and he went to lean up against the house, and he was actually at the door to the house, and it wasn't latched, and he fell into the inside of the basement and hit his head on the concrete floor. And they had to rush him to the hospital to do CAT scans and everything, and notified Brother Bud and Pastor Tim and other churches affiliated with Operation Mountain Relief. Guess what? CAT scans clear, X-rays clear, and he's back at home. But he got a really big knot on the back of his head, and I told him that it's going to be hard to hurt that head as hard as it is, and everything. We was laughing about it, but we had went out to eat Saturday night for his birthday. He wanted the family to come down for his birthday, so we all went down. We had been down at the lake, and we come back up and went out to eat. He has a favorite restaurant he likes to go to eat flounder. So we all went to the restaurant to celebrate his 79th birthday. And then the next morning is when he fell and popped his head on the concrete. And thankfully everything is okay. He's just going to be really sore. Got that big knot on the back of his head and everything. And if we can just get him straightened out, they thought maybe that the medication that he is taking has made his blood too thick, and it might have threw his balance off. So that's what they're thinking. And they get that straightened out, then he'll be on the road to recovery. He's still taking those antibiotics for the infection and everything, but he's coming along. And now if we can get Miss Project Santa straightened out, she's going to have she's got that AFib, and the medicine's not doing a whole lot. It's helping, but not doing a whole lot. She's going to have a outpatient, I think it's outpatient, I ain't sure, an ablation done, and to get her heart back into rhythm and everything, because it's still out of rhythm somewhat, and we can try to get her straightened out as well. Well, folks, we're doing a series called Frankenfood, and I think this is something you're going to really be interested in. And we've talked a little bit about the genetically modified organisms before, and if you're new to the channel and you're not familiar with it, go into the library and you'll see 3 videos that's called, it's got the thumbnail has a skull and crossbones. If you'll look at those 3, you start with the oldest one first, and it should be the lower of the 3 in the library if they do it in sequence. I know they do on the mobile devices, so if you're watching by TV or something, I'm trying to think the titles. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but you can watch those three. It really won't hurt if you watch them out of order, but there may be some items in there that kind of flow in a sequence. So if you'll watch those three, it'll give you an idea of what we're talking about. And then we're going to talk about this part of it. It's called Frankenfood. And I think you're going to be, I guess you'd say, educated on this, on what we're up against. So, folks, stay tuned. We're going to start on the Frankenfood series. It'll be 2 or 3 videos, and I guess we'll just put it like video 1, 2, and 3, or whatever. That way people can follow them in sequence and find them easier. So, here it comes, folks, the video on Frankenfood. So look here, folks, this is 2.5 hours later. This is what the skies look like. As you can see, there is very minimal winds lost. This stuff is just staying here. And this is what the breakdown looks like. Now, like I said, I took that video about 7:30. It's 10 o'clock right now. And this is what we're looking at. So it still hasn't gone away. You can still see some of the upper streaks still there. And this is how this has broke open and spread out from the spraying. And this is what it's looking like. But I'm gonna tell you, folks, that stuff is just sitting still. It ain't moving. That is your spraying. So this is just going to be a sample of what you're going to see on the Frankenfood videos. And I wanted to introduce you to what we're speaking about on the end of this video. And this was a video that was talking about McDonald's that was on Facebook. Now, this is rather interesting, and it's going to tie right into our series on Frankenfood, which will be starting on the next series of videos following tonight. So if you're new to the channel, set your timer for 8 p.m. and that's when they'll be airing. And you can see the series starting on Frankenfood.
Incredibly toxic pesticide that's so harmful that the fries cannot be safely consumed until 6 weeks post-spray. This investigation dug deeper and revealed this fact after the French fries sold by McDonald's were found to contain substances that can cause cancer and even brain damage, in a discovery that came to light just recently. McDonald's only uses a very specific kind of potato in order to make their fries. This potato is known as the russet Burbank potato, and they have a very thin, uniquely long shape that's responsible for creating the appearance of McDonald's fries we recognize. They're quite difficult to grow, which is exactly why these pesticides have to be used in the first place. A kind of pesticide that's almost ridiculously toxic, which is also known by its other name, methimidofos, comes with its share of shocking side effects. There have also been many cases of poisoning as a result of monitor exposure. The symptoms of poisoning from this pesticide are pretty nasty. I guess that gives you one more reason not to eat food from McDonald's.